voice lead from within. So with me today, I'm with Claudia. How are you, Claudia?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Nomsa. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So guys, if it is your first time here at Ngozi Talk Shows, we help our audience find their own voice lead from within. And so the topic today is the difference between the inner whisper and the inner critics. We all have a voice inside us, but not all inner voices are the same. Sometimes the gentle whisper nagging us towards growth or towards truth or intuition. Other times it's a harsh critics pointing out the flaws, doubt, and fears. Understanding this difference between the inner whispers and the inner critics is very essential for emotional well-being and self-confidence and personal growth. One's uplift us, the other holds us back. And in this video, guys, we're going to explore how you can actually tell them apart and why it matters to actually to be aware. So over to you, Claudia. You chose the topic. What was the motive behind it?
Yeah, well, just like to differentiate between those two voices, because we all have them inside of us, but and we all experience them day to day as well, but we just don't really sometimes know to separate the difference between the inner whisper or the inner critic as well. So just like, just like to bring some awareness into it. And the inner critic, for example, I mean, you already did a good introduction, so I can start with the inner critic. For example, can show up like being very loud, as a loud voice inside of us, and then like sharp and very urgent as well, like this totally different characteristics in regards to the silent whisper, the inner whisper. But basically as well, the inner critic could say things to us in regards to you're not ready, or what do you think you are, or who do you think you are, or if you try, you fail. You get the idea, it's just like these are messages most likely coming from the inner critic. And it often sounds basically, if you pay attention to it, like voices we picked up from childhood or from authority figures back then as well, like school or so on. Or even it could be our own fear as well sometimes, okay? Yeah, so this is basically the inner critic. And if we really see what the inner critic is there to do for us, it's basically, it pretends it wants to keep us safe. This is what we always say, it wants to keep you safe, but really actually it's keeping us small as well. It doesn't want us as well to get out of where we basically as well are currently. So it's keeping us small and pretending as well it wants to keep us safe. But it's good if we understand this and bring awareness to this. And then we have the inner whisper. The inner whisper, on the other hand, is like quiet and gentle and very steady, It's just like non-judgmental as well. Yeah, I already want to talk quieter just by thinking about it, And these things, messages, could sound a bit like, yeah, just take one step at a time. Yeah, you already know the answer. Or a message could be as well, this is the right path, even though it feels scary to you right now, So you get the idea, the inner whisper is a bit more, motivating, as well encouraging and not judgmental as well. So what's your take in regards to some of the examples, the inner critic and the inner whisper?
So the way you explained how they actually talk us out of what we want to do in life, I think it is also important, like, like when you say this, like it depends with how maybe they come from our childhood, or sometimes they come from different places as well. And also this world is a very fast paced. It has we live a very past lives where we rely like we rarely stop to check in with ourselves. Like you said, Claudia, that sometimes like if you have your voices from your childhood, sometimes you need to stop and work on them. And also our inner world, it gets drowned by our external noise, which is work and social media. And also you mentioned the authority as well, which is the society as well. Even other people's expectations, sometimes it can have a voice in our lives. And sometimes those voices can be negative, some can be positive, some can be negative. But the first step, like either your inner voice when it whispers or your inner critiques, you just have to stop and pause and take a moment of stillness. That's what I do anywhere. Take a moment of stillness and just pay attention on my inwards. Just to, like, if I can't understand my inner dialogue, I just have to, like, be quiet enough to hear it, where it's taking me, where is it trying to take me to. Sometimes it may try to, like, to criticize me or to tell me that I'm not good enough, or other things, or like maybe my thoughts. I have to notice my thoughts as well. Also, what note do I have? And sometimes we can have loads and thousands and millions of thoughts in a day. So whether they are being supported, like you say, by anxiety or judgment, or just stop and just focus on them. What are they trying to teach us? And sometimes they may try to help us to make mistakes. And because sometimes we can sabotage ourselves through those voices from our past, childhood and stuff. Or sometimes they can tell us we always mess up, or the tone tells us to speak up, or to do something about our lives. It depends, really, like you said, Claudia. So I think everything comes down to awareness. And this is where meditation, how do you become aware?
It starts, I mean, yeah, it starts with paying attention as well to what is, yeah, it starts with being present as well, like if you can find some things where you can actually be present in this very moment, not like being distracted or in the future thoughts in regards to what it is you still have to be doing today or the dinner this evening and so on, just like basically stillness and to be present in this very moment. And then you will start notice things as well, like things, beliefs might come up, or the voice, the inner critic, the inner whisper as well, just like by being a bit still and present. And then there's actually space for the inside life, our rich inside life to come up as well, and that we actually as well hear them or pick them up or notice them as well, And yeah, let me give you as well like one example in regards to the critic and the whisper as well, it, for example, as well, you get the idea that you want to start a new project, okay? Just like you get the idea, start new project, and then you've got like the gentle whisper, the inner whisper would be saying things like, okay, so if you have this idea, it means it's meant somehow for you. So like this matters, give it a try. And then right away, we could have the critic firing back as well. Things like, oh, don't be ridiculous. No one will care. And you're just wasting your time. Okay. Yeah. So as well, awareness comes by paying attention to what's going on as well within your thoughts as well, and the voices, basically the inner dialogue as well, so this is how we create awareness too, and if we would only listen to the inner critic, then we would never move or do the next step because we just would not. Okay, that's as well something actually to understand, but if we give space to the whisper, then we would actually take small, brave steps. And this is where the change happens, or we get to our desire, the goal happens as well, or the transformation, when we actually do the action, the steps towards it. But if we are just all frozen and believe the inner critic, then most likely we won't be acting anything, and then we will just be remaining where we are. Yeah, just like staying there.
That sounds depressing.
Mm.
Yeah, it sounds depressing just to stay where we are, not to do anything. Um, yeah, it sounds harsh though, like we're being harsh to ourselves. Um, I think, like you said, Claudia, like we can ask ourselves the practical questions in that moment where I speak to a friend the way this voice is speaking to me. If the answer is no, so it's likely it's your inner critics, like you said, Claudia, because the inner critics can actually put you in one place. And we also see the inner whisper may challenge us as well. But it does so with kindness. It speaks like a mentor or guide, not a bully, like you said as well. So I think it's important to actually uh, just deal with our thoughts and stuff. How do you really, like, if someone is watching right now, Claudia, like when the whisper, because the whisper is gentle, how do we then understand that it is coming to us to guide us, not to shame us? Because some people may think, oh, it's just coming to shame us, or they might have negative thoughts. So how do you then change your mindset to
Work with it, how did it work for me? Um, how did it work for me? I was learning about it as well. Someone did say the very thing to me, and then it clicked, because obviously when we think of the situations we have been in the past, and we all know exactly what we talk about, we all have experienced it and I still experience it as well, it's just part of life. Okay, yeah. But to me, someone just said it at some stage, and then it clicked, and then I actually understood as well the thing behind fear as well, when fear actually comes up within this inner critic too, just like that it just wants to keep us where we are, to keep us safe, and to keep us small as well, because somehow as well it's part of this job of its job to keep us where we are, because we are obviously here to grow, to evolve, and to learn our lessons and so on. Okay, but then we've got as well, we've got as well the ego plays as well a bit part with this too, like the ego, the voice as well inside of us. Can we say the inner critic? Partially as well, the ego, probably, yes, it goes as well, like it's just wants to keep us small and in the position where we are currently. Okay, because otherwise the ego would lose its job, so the ego as well sometimes it gets a bit agitated, like when it feels we are really doing something and doing the action in regards to get the desire or the goal, okay? But then the the ego gets as well, together with the inner critic, is like all this agitation just because they are worried to lose their job, okay? So this is as well something at some point I just understood, you know, we've here for 10, 20, 30 years, people talking about ego and so on, you know, but sometimes you hear something from someone, one explanation, and it clicks. And you've heard the same or similar wording from someone else many, many times and nothing happened, okay? But it shows as well that at this time, we're just ready for the message to receive, you know, yeah? That we've learned through previous experiences what this actually stands for and looks like, okay? So we're just ready, we got it, we are open, and then it clicks. This is what happened to me. I would like to outline as well a few things in regards to the inner critic and the inner critic and the inner whisper in regards to how this could feel as well in our body, you know, because obviously you get the mixed messages, and hopefully as well very soon you can distinguish who is who, but as well you can use your body as well as a tool, you know, because your body is a great indicator as well for those things. So basically the inner critic often creates tension in your body, okay, a tight chest or sinking stomach as well, or clenched jaw. So you get the idea. It's all about like being tense, yeah. But then we've got the inner whisper, and this feels more opening up, like expansive. It feels more softer, or lightness to it as well. And maybe as well a bit of excitement together with some nervousness. But this is just because it's something new you are going to step into, or something that you are really ready to go for, because on some level, yes, you are ready. Otherwise, you would not have the desire to go for this thing. And you get the desire only because on some level, yes, you are ready and it's meant for you as well. Otherwise, you would not get the belief or the thought about it, you know? So yeah, so just like listen to your body, see how these two things feel differently in your body, because your body knows as well, you know, and it often as well comes before the mind, if you know what I mean. Yeah, if you really look at it, the body reactions come first when something happens, and then only the mind kicks in. Okay, so just like, yeah, understand this too, the body. How would it feel if you do you have as well some experience with your body and just like feeling into it?
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Claudia. This, I think, is just being aware of and knowing as well of who you are as well, I think is important, because I think some of the things that distract people is where there's so much noise. And when there's so much noise, sometimes people don't have time to actually uh, have some me time, like have a quiet time. I think is important to always have a quiet time, like Claudia, you mentioned to childhood voices as well. Um, I think it's really, really important to actually, because our parents, they raise us with people around us. Some people, they're nice, but some people, they're not nice to us. So it's then up to us when we are older, then because those critics, those who were not nice to us, those voices, uh, they can come and start criticizing. Like myself, like I'm doing cleansing. So when doing cleansing, the process, like going through that process of now I'm fasting and I'm going deep. And I thought it was going to be easy, but there are these critiques where now I'm going into different places and I'm facing like critiques, like people are like sometimes I face ancestors, which is, I don't know whether ancestors, sometimes they speak through people. I have no idea. I'm just trying to figure it out. What part do they play in people's life? Because like myself now, I'm aware of sometimes they have a big part, like to say, like United Kingdom, the powers of United Kingdom's voice can say, you are like, for me, I'm a black person coming from Africa, and with the black culture, or sometimes just being black, they can say no one no one in this color goes this far. But if I'm seeing this and everyone is saying what happens in the spirit happens in the physical, so I'm thinking, how many voices that are stopping people moving forward with their lives, thinking that they are not good enough? Because for me, I'm thinking, when I'm confronted with those voices saying, no one has ever done this in your family, or no one has ever done this in your people of color, I'm thinking, I'm not entering this territory because of people of color. I'm entering as me. So now I have to make the correction that this is me. So they're like, no, you can't enter. I'm like, yes, I can. Stop me. On whose authority? Tell me on whose authority that I cannot enter. Because when you speak, like, you have to learn to speak to your inner critiques. So sometimes it might be your voices of your uncle, it could be your auntie, it could be whatever you've gone through. We have step parents. Sometimes we have our own parents. Thank God for me, I was raised by positive parents, and that voice of my parents, when I'm trying to say I'm not good enough, I will hear my father's voice saying, no, you are good enough, because you are your own father's child. Or sometimes I'll hear my mother's voice telling me that, yes, you can do this, you can do it, only you can do it. And then it gives me that, to face that critics, that voice that is coming to criticize me. And that inner voice is so gentle, and it tells you that you can. Because if you don't, no one will do it for you. So I think it's important as well for people to learn how to, some people meditate in the Bible using the scriptures, and some people meditate their own. So I think sometimes it's good to go deep and meditate, so you can, because when the inner critiques, when the critiques, it feels like, not the inner one, the critics, it feels like you can feel anxiety, you can feel angry, you can panic. So and also you can tell that he reacts out of fear, or is trying to bring the shame on your feelings as well, or is trying to make you withdraw from the things that you want to do, or is trying to make you feel that you are being pressured and stuff, or like bringing failure. So for me, I come to understand that whatever I do in life, I get to stand, and my inner voice get to stand with me. Because if you remember, there's lots of scriptures that through me, like the Bible says, God says, through me, you can do anything. You can have authority. When it comes to your life, you can have authority, because authority belongs to you. Like when we go to school, we go to uni. We don't go to uni to stay there. We have to go and teach others. And that's why, Claudia, we are here to teach others, to help others find their own voice. And those people that are here listening, finding their own voice, they need to then go and teach others. They cannot be our followers. They are teachers. So they need to go and create even a better life to actually help others to become best. But if they stay in that place where the critic is working on them, binding them to their past, telling them they're not good enough, we just follow norms and become a follower of norms, then it's not good for them. You become the best by defeating your critiques. And your inner voice is then there to guide you. How are you able to defeat your critics, Claudia?
I mean, you mentioned as well a few, like when we pick it up, when we realize, okay, that's the voice from someone in the past, they've been speaking like this, and then at some stage we have been taken this on as the truth, because when we are small, we just believe what people, especially as well the main characters in our life, are telling or saying. We believe it because we still don't understand how the world functions and everything. So we believe everything, and then we keep those messages, or even as well, these are beliefs, right? Yeah. Then this becomes a belief, and we keep this with us. And just like as well to check, be curious and honest as well about your beliefs, like what is it what you are believing about career, about money, about relationship, love, health, and so on, and this can already come up for us when we sit down, pay attention as well, go within as well, and then we will get the beliefs in regards to what it is, or the most dominant beliefs in those areas, yeah, and they will come up because we know obviously what we think about, yeah, belief about money and so on. We just know, and then as well to be aware of them, write them down, and actually see, are they actually serving you now in your life where you are at, I mean, those stories we picked up and took on as well. Most likely as well, there are always areas in life that they have been serving us, okay? But depending where we are at now, and we want to go a bit higher and up level and so on, and they might just not be useful. So actually check those beliefs you picked up, are they actually helping you or not anymore, and then obviously you find someone experienced, one of our coaches as well. This is what I did too, like I started off by being guided, so that someone can actually show me the mirror of what it is I believe. Because if I would do this work by myself, I'm not really honest with myself sometimes. Or the thing is as well, when I started with this work, I didn't even have the understanding, like in regards to beliefs, what is the belief and what is the limiting belief and everything. When I look back many years ago, I just needed to find someone, a coach, a mentor, someone I trust who actually did go through these steps already in life and can teach me. Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you say, Claudia. You mentioned quite a few points. I think you mentioned about beliefs, because our belief system is the critical component of how we are able to move forward and create our tomorrow, our better tomorrow. And you also, regarding money, regarding our career, regarding everything. And also you mentioned the stories as well. Like I've mentioned it before, the stories that we hear about ourselves, about people around us. And also what I've realized, the big thing is people around you, they play a very important part on how your tomorrow is going to look like. Because I used to think that, you know what, you have to be nice to everyone, you have to hang out with everybody. But what I'm realizing is that's not what God wants us to do. God wants us to help people, but at the same time, those people, they need to rise. And the mindset, they need to rise. You need to hang out with the people basically that think like you. Uh, Maybe even smarter than you. And like you said, Claudia, that on your own, you can't see the mirror, what Claudia really sees, believes. But with others, they can help you to actually understand this is what you believe. Like yesterday, I was like in my own place where I'm thinking about it, just evaluating my life. So then I'm thinking, okay, this is where I'm going now, and fighting ancestors and stuff. And I was like, no, I had to sit them down and say, no, you're all trying to bind me to my past, but this is not where I need to be. You can all back off. My part is to move forward. The Bible says, so I was quoting every scripture to say, God says through me, you can be who you want to be. So what are you all doing? You can be who you want to be. And so it makes me realize that people, they do things, but they don't understand everything you do, because that inner critiques, when it is coming, it comes to you to withdraw you from where you need to be, not where you want to go. But then you have your inner whisper, that your inner whisper wants to, he says, you are ready for this. So, and that voice believes that you can, and it can see that you're scared. And that's why God says, through me, you can do anything. So that voice is a voice that cannot, that inner voice, when it tells you, it's a voice that cannot be defeated. If you pay attention to it, it cannot be defeated. Because like myself, I'm able to separate now my own strength, the strength that comes from God, and the strength that comes from somewhere else. Normally, the strength that comes from God is very calm, is very still. It does not criticize. It has mercy. It doesn't have ego. It's like, okay, this is where I need to be. And then it tells you, it guides you. Its guidance is there to guide you to actually take your life to the next level. And if there's like, if you feel like, okay, I might not be qualified for this, I might not be good enough for this, but it's like, it's there, it's quiet. And then it's guiding you that there are options, but there are options. Get somebody who was qualified, who can help you to do this. And then you got these critics who goes, nah, you're not good enough. You are not even qualified for this. And if you listen to it, you start judging yourself. You're like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do that. But you can, actually. That's what I've realized. Everyone goes to learn something. Like when we follow people, we follow them to learn. We're not meant to, like Claudia, you said that our audience, their job is to follow us. And when they follow us, they're like, now they have to do analytics in their lives. Okay, this is where I need to be changing in my life. I need to make changes in this part of my life, in this area of my life. And in order for me to defeat this voice that is criticizing me, that is telling me that I'm not good enough, and then identify where it's coming from. And then this is when you get a coach that you feel, oh, this coach is going to help me. That's why in Gossip Pictures we're here, guys. helped me to actually work on my inner critics and just find that peace within me, because your whisper is just there to guide you, is here to encourage and not to take your doubt away from you. So it's really, really important to be able to identify which one is your inner whisper and which one is your inner critic, because you are good enough to do whatever you want to do in life. Even though sometimes we don't believe that we are good enough. Sometimes it's the voices of the people that we have dated that they tell you that we are not good enough. And for me, before I'll really get upset if someone criticizes me, but now I'm in a point where I'm okay with being criticized. I'm okay for somebody to feel that I'm not in their standard, because everyone believes that they have their own standard. So I'm okay with that. But for me, my standard is to be a student. I'm a student. When it comes to life, I've classed myself as a student who has to learn every single day. When I go to a relationship coach, I don't go to a relationship coach as a relationship coach myself. I'm there as a student. So you teach me what you know. So if you are a good relationship coach, I want to learn from you what you've learned. I want that to share your mind, your world with you. If you are a business coach, I want to learn, or if you have your own business, I want to learn. Well, how did you get there? Teach me how you got there. I don't go as a business person. So that's how I learn. And then I have to open myself to help that person learn from me as well. So I think that is really, really, really important for people, just to believe in yourself. Claudia, I know you come with your life, you come very, very long way. You've made some laws and laws of changes in your life. So what was the one thing that you had to change to listen to your inner whisper for you to get there? Because there must be something that you had to change.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, okay. Basically, this is what I did this year. I attended a few intuition courses. I felt called to learn about my intuition. Obviously, I was aware of the intuition, of the inner whisper, the inner critic, and so on. Yes, everything about this I was already aware, but then as well, somehow this year I felt drawn to learn more about my intuition. And the thing is as well, if we feel drawn to something, to learn something, this is a sign that our soul wants this for us to learn, to master, and so on. So yeah, I'm just getting goosebumps actually as I'm saying. So yes, that's confirmation. Okay, so each time when you feel the nudge, the pull towards something or someone even as well, like just like take it as well. It's meant for you. Again, what I said before, otherwise you would not get this thought or the pull towards this particular thing, And for me, this spring and summertime, and still today as well, I signed up for another intuition course as well coming up. So just like for me to go deep into my intuition. So this is how it worked for me. I was just ready. Someone I connected with was offering the courses. I signed up, and I'm following up courses as well. So this
How
is
long are the courses? How long are the courses?
like 5 to 6 weeks, and like you meet once a week in Zoom, you get an exercise, and then Zoom breakout rooms with the other students, and then you practice, But yeah, it's just like this is it. But the thing is as well with intuition, you need to practice. It's a bit like going to the gym, yeah? Strengthening the muscle, because we all have this inside of us, everyone, okay? It's just like to practice, to be aware of it, to find the connection with it, and to practice, because deep inside we all have this inner voice, or called intuition as well, inside of us. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's just buried somewhere, you know, like, yeah, just, but we all have this somewhere inside of us, just finding a way. And here I found myself a teacher, absolutely, to teach me, yeah, yeah, instead of doing this by myself with some books or something, you know. No. I always invest as well, you know. If I get the pull, I invest. And when I see this as an investment, the money I put in here is even perfect, because this is actually as well like the reward, if you know what I mean, you know. See the things you take on for you, you sign up as an investment, and then you don't really feel like, okay, it's money just going out and so on. You just start as well to change your mindset around it, and you actually go out and invest in yourself. Absolutely. Let me see something else as well in regards to how can we actually practice as well to tune in a bit more clearly into the inner whisper, you know. I mean, the thing is as well, what we already said, just pause before you react or something. Just take a breath as well. Deep breaths are always good for us. Just to come down, to take some distance, to pause as well. And then ask yourself, which voice is this now talking in my head? Okay, who is this? And I'm pretty sure that at this stage, you would already have a good sense of feeling which voice it is, you know. And then as well, journal. Maybe as well, you like to write things down, okay? Just like write down the statements, you know, the critic, the whisper, and then actually on paper, you will see that the critic actually sounds much more dramatic than the inner whisper as well. So yeah, maybe you are one of the people and you want to put it down on paper, you know. Again, as well, the somatic check. Soma, I think it's Greek. It means the body. Do the body check as well. How do these two different ideas, thought forms, feel in your body? Or as well, like create silence, you know, because just give some silence to what just came up in you. And yeah, just like even a few minutes, 5 minutes, and actually this can amplify it as well, and you would get the clarity on what it actually is. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it when you say you have to get something, because even myself, I'm fasting. I have people that are guiding me through. I think everything that you have to do it properly. Whatever you do, you have to get some guidance. And when you do get some guidance, you get to where you need to be. So I hope our audience are watching. And guys, if you need support, you know where we are. Claudia, she's a coach who has taken her life from not having a voice in her relationships, because sometimes we shut everything up because we truly believe that we are not good enough. But when you come to realize actually you have to create your life in order for it to be good enough, you got to step up and rise and create it yourself. That's when your inner whisper can help you to rise. And that's when your inner critics, that's when you can conquer your inner critics. Is when it's binding you to the past, to one place. It's like, oh no, you are not good enough. You can't do this. You can't do this. Like for me, there's so many things that I'm like, because I'm going through this cleansing, but I'm looking at things in different ways. I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it to people who have done it before, and they've taken their life to the next level. And I did it before cleansing. I think when I watch people like on social media and saying, I can't do the fasting. Do you know how old I was when I started dry fast? Like I'll go 3 days without food, fasting. I was 10 years old, honestly, and I never crave for food. My mind will stay sharp. Like, yeah, sometimes I will, like now I eat, like I do my fast from midnight till maybe 5 or some days till 2. And if those people that are training me, so they say, okay, Namsa, this week you're going on dry 5 days without food. I'm like, okay, it doesn't bother me. But then I see people saying, how do you do that? I'm like, you can just do it because everything is here. You can just do it. What is not, you know what? Like Claudia says, made a decision, take a course, and guiding her life through and doing things and having accountability. You can actually do it if you really, really want to do something. The only thing is if you're doing it because someone else is doing it. But if you have a big why, you can just do whatever you want. I was 10 years old when I started fasting. And I became stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's why I realized when I was like 2 years ago, I was like, I'm so weak. My mind is so weak. These inner critics, he can just come in and just tell me what he wants. And sometimes he wins. So yeah, it's important. We are here, guys, at Tenkosi Talk Shows. If you need any coaching, Claudia, she's there. I'm there. There's other coaches as well that can help you. We are all different people, different background. We have had different experiences. And like myself, I have had different experiences where I just learned the experience of fighting for my own life, what I need to do, getting things done. And if things has to be done, just to get it done. And when it comes to, I know, like I mentioned before, this is what I'm going to live with, guys. I've mentioned it before that the people that are around us are very, very important. They play a big part. For me, I don't listen to any negative voices, guys. I mean it, I don't. Whether you are my family, whether you are a friend, whether you are what, I don't listen to any negative voices that tell me, Nancy, you can't do anything, you can't do this. All I do is I seek guidance. I just need that person who has done what I need to do before in order for me to get to where I need to be. That's all I need. If I need to do something, I just ask for the people, do some research and find that one person that has done it. Because that person has to have a proof that, yes, this is what I've taken my life. So that's what I do. And the rest, I just, is it easy? It's no. But once you get to the habit, it becomes easier. Anything you want to leave our audience with, Claudia?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the inner critic will always chatter. It's just part of how it is, you know. But as well, the inner whisper is always there too. It won't ever leave you. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is the voice of your deepest wisdom, intuition as well, or the connection as well to something greater as well, you know. And next time as well, when you get, you know, when you hear them speaking to you, just pause, breathe as well again, and just ask yourself which voice is going to bring me closer to what I really desire as well, you know. So it's like, yeah, just one little tiny task for you. And yes, and thank you for being here today and listening as well to the show today. And if this resonates, share it with someone as well who as well as interested, who needs to learn as well to trust their own whisper. Yeah. And remember as well, the whisper may be quiet, but it always tells us the truth as well and the right thing for us as well. Yeah.
Live with grace, everyone. If you're watching us from YouTube, please do subscribe, guys. Go to the website or sign up if you want to connect with one of our coaches, whether you're single and looking for love, and please do. And if you want coaching, find your own voice, lead from within, or relationship coaching, you don't want to do matchmaking, just relationship coaching, please do go and sign up on the website. It's www.hseia.coach. And also, please go and join. We have two groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Voice Talk Shows. Join those groups and be part of the family so you don't miss anything. So God bless everyone and live with grace. I shall